Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about how Sunday was Mother's Day. And on Sunday, I sent out a few emails to my subscribers, and I remember just having this moment that I thought, well, I've got to share this in a video. Okay, that Mother's Day is a great time for us to reflect. Okay, now, on two parts. The first one is to look at your own mother, okay, and your relationship that you have with your own mother, okay, because for many of us, our mothers might have passed away already. Either way, whether they're here, with us or they've passed, it's a good time to look at the relationship between the two of you. To look at the dynamics of your childhood with your mother, and the things that you took away from that relationship, So Mother's Day is a wonderful time to sit and look at all the wonderful things that our mums do for us. And then, one of the things I sent out was to look at, okay, the things we didn't like that they did or that they said, to accept that they were doing the best that they could do for us, given who they were at that point in time. Now, that's very, very important to understand. Everyone is doing the best that they can do, given who they are in each point of their lives. As you gain more knowledge, as you gain more understanding of yourself, of those around you, of the world, then you interact differently. You start to change how you interact because you're actually changing how you see yourself. You're changing the beliefs about yourself. If you believed for the longest time, like I did, okay, that you were unwanted, that you were invisible, and you've gone through that moment where you realize that that couldn't possibly be true, then you start to engage with the world in a different way when you understand that that couldn't be. Everything changes once it changes inside of you. So, our relationship with our mum is one of the most important relationships that we have in our lives. It molds us into who we are, into who we grow up to be, and who we decide we are. It's very important. And then in the same email, I was talking about all of us who are mums, to look at the relationship that we have with our children, with our own children. Are we happy with that? Are we happy with the relationships we have with our children? How do we want it to be? How would you like to be with your children? How would you like that relationship to be? Because there's always time. As long as you're alive and your children are still alive, and it doesn't matter how old you or they are, there is always time to make that relationship what you want it to be. If you want to be closer, there's always time to do that. It's up to you. Take that first step. Because maybe, okay, let's say we're an older parent and our kids are all grown up and they've got their own kids, and we use the excuse that they're busy. Okay, they're busy, they've got their own lives, they're busy. But we always have time to make a phone call. 5 minutes. Hi, Mum, how you doing? What'd you do today? We always have time. There's no such thing as there's not enough time to make a phone call to see how your mum is. If you really care. You know what I mean? If you really, really want to. My mum always said that to me growing up. I just remember it was something that stuck in my mind my whole life. If you really want to do something, you make time for it. You make time. So if you really, really want to connect more to your kids and you find that you're not seeing each other as often or you're not talking to each other as often as you'd like, take the first step. You take the first step. And if you think that there's an issue, there's something there that's holding them back from wanting to have you more in their lives, address that. Because it will change the dynamics of your relationship altogether. You can connect more. You can always connect more to the people around you, to the people that care, that you care about, to the people that matter to you. You can always connect more. But only you can know if there's something that you said, if there's something that you did when they were growing up. And remember, you were doing the best that you could do. You were doing the best that you could do. The first 3 or 4 years of my daughter's life, I used to yell at her. And I said I would never do that because my mum used to do that to me and it used to make me feel awful. I remember I swore I would never yell at my children. I would never smack my children. I spent my whole adult life saying that. And then I found myself for the first 3 or 4 years of my daughter's life yelling at her when I lost the plot. But it's never too late. And I can tell you there's never been one time, not one time, that I have yelled at her, no matter how little she was, that I wouldn't apologize and I wouldn't try to explain to her that it wasn't her, that I was going through something. I didn't care if she was 2. I didn't care if she was 3. I didn't care if she was 4. I didn't care if she could understand it or not. But to me it was important to apologize. Because I knew what it felt like to be yelled at. I knew what that felt like. I didn't like it, so why would she like it? And I could see it in her body language. I could see it. She'd start crying, or sometimes she wouldn't even allow herself to cry, but you can see that it makes them feel bad. It makes them feel bad about who they are. They feel they've done something wrong, and it's not their fault. So I've always... it took me a while to calm down, but before that day was through, or at least an hour had passed, because I didn't like leaving it too long, that she spent too long upset over it either, that I would apologize. And I would explain to her that it's Mummy, it's not you, it's me. It's what I'm going through. It's my frustration with who I am at the moment. It's my frustration. So it's never too late for you to do the same and to change the relationship that you have with your kids. If you want to have a richer, deeper, more meaningful connection with your children. Okay, you did the best you could. If you can understand why you did certain things, the way you did them, then you're taking a step forward. Like I could understand. I was yelling. I was frustrated with my life, with who I was at the time. Because by the time she came, I was hoping that I was in a much better place financially, emotionally, spiritually, the lot. And sometimes they come and we're still not in that place. We're still all over the place, really. And that's fine. You have to understand it for yourself, though. Where were you when your children came? What place were you in? Accept it. Understand it. Accept it. Don't judge it and get mad that, you did all these things and that they were wrong. And no, we're not going back for that. We're going back to understand the why. Why did you talk to them that way? Why did you yell at them? Why did you smack them? What was your frustration? What was your anger about? What were you going through? It's always looking at you. All right, my darlings. I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.